welcome back to the channel. Andy P back with another video, and you know, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please feel free to subscribe and like and do all that lovely stuff that those YouTubers like you to do. So I did want to talk a little bit around a few things that's been happening recently with CX, around payment. So I watched a video last night that Freddie Fletcher put up, shout out to James, around the CX price going up. Now, my subscription isn't due till September, October time, so I'm presuming mine will go up then. But I do pay my subscription, you know, every 3 months, like everyone will do, unless you're in your first year. And my payment is due to come out at the end of this month, so in probably a week or so. And it's already, I don't mind telling you, it's £360. So that's £360 times 4, and that's how much I pay. Now, I've been on the CX now for maybe 2 years in October, so I know from just watching previous videos and other things that people put out in the past that I pay more money than what some of the older CX members pay, and that's due to the point that the price went up and there were a bit of a rise, and I was one of the ones that, you know, got that rise, if you will. I got that hit, but you know, it's what I knew from the start. It's what I paid out for my first year's subscription. It's what I expected. But now I believe it's going up, and it's going up to around £2,000 a year, which is a hell of a lot of money. Now, at this moment in time, I think it's fair to say that it's difficult on the CX. There's not as I don't know if it's a question, there's not as much work. There doesn't seem to be as much work, or if there is work, it's not the work that it used to be, in a weird kind of way. It's just changed. It's just not how it worked. And then the other thing is, of course, and this is my problem, my gripe at the moment, the price per mile has come down, the pence per mile, and the main reason for that is because shippers aren't willing to pay the higher rate anymore, which we were charging only in, like, what, November, December time, probably into January a little bit. And I think the main reason for this is, I think there's a couple of reasons. Number one, the price of fuel has come down. Number two, there's not as much work knocking about. And number three, because there's not much work knocking around, there's not as much jobs going out, so the shippers probably need to, you know, protect the profit line, which, you know, they're a business, I get that, I understand that. Now, what I would say is that it seems to me that the smaller shippers are still paying a good rate, and this is only my opinion, it's only what I found. I mean, don't get me wrong, anyone that can get the job done cheaper so they can protect the profit line, they're going to do. But it just seems to me that the smaller shippers are still paying decent money, so fair play to them. The bigger shippers are squeezing us. Now, what I want to know, and what I don't know, is that if we are being paid less per mile, are the shippers charging their customers less money? And my guess is they're not, which means they're basically making more profit on a job. Now, it may balance itself out, like I said, if they've not got as many customers or as much work, then it protects the profit margin because they're paying less for, they're getting more profit on the jobs, but they're getting less jobs. It might balance out. But even though the drivers are the ones that seem to be at the moment the ones that are losing out, let's say. Now, if the CX is putting up its prices, and it is going to about £2,000, I believe, by my reckoning, and I don't know the full ins and outs and the full prices that people do pay, but I do know that certain people who've done YouTube videos in the past, and I'm only talking, what, 4 years ago, talked about the price of the CX being about £800. So if we're now going to £2,000, that means within, you know, quite a short period of time, the CX has basically doubled in price. And the reasoning for it, apparently, is that the investment that they're making into the app and into everything that's on there. Now, with all due respect, how much more do they want to squeeze out of us? You know, £2,000 is a lot of money. And don't forget, that £2,000 isn't guaranteeing us work. It's allowing us to be on the app, it's allowing us to be using their systems and their way of doing things, but it's not guaranteed work. Now maybe if it was guaranteed work, paying £2,000 for the year, it's probably worth it, but we're not guaranteed work. And then on the back of that, there's other work that potentially you're getting as well. You know, if you're getting work from different sources other than the CX, you've got your own customers, for example, it doesn't mean you're necessarily going to use all the functions on it. Now, the finance manager side of the CX is obviously part of the deal and part of the package. They have done some improvements to that. I was quite happy how it were before, but you know, I've got used to how it is now, so you know, that's not a problem. But I think the biggest thing is, and the biggest reason for the price is probably to do with the trusted side of it. So anyone that's not in the know with the trusted side is basically the system which you've got to log into and you've got to upload all your details to. You previously used to be able to do this through the CX, but now you've got to log on to Trusted. And I've got to say, when they launched it, it was a bit of a ball there, because they already had my information loaded up to the CX, but then all of a sudden I've got to log on to Trusted and get a new log on for that, and reload everything up, and it's just a bit of a hassle, I think. And presumably when it comes round to renewal, I'm going to have to do it all. Well, I will have to do it all again, because obviously the insurance, the van insurance and everything is due about the same time. So all that is, it's just stuff I'm going to have to do. And to be fair, it's not to be fair. It's not to be fair at all. It's a bit more hassle. And my understanding is Trusted was already a website or an app which was there anyway. It's just that CX have incorporated it. And I think I'm right in saying, and I apologise if I'm wrong, that Trusted is also something to do with the same people who develop CX. So in theory, it feels like we're paying for something that they've added, which they never used to add. But they've not they're not reducing in the CX side of it. It's invested into the Trusted side. So I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how they're going to see it, or how new people who are wanting to join the CX are going to see it. But it seems like a lot of money to me, a hell of a lot of money. And don't get me wrong, you can earn your money back, but it is more difficult at the moment. It just seems like, well, listen, cost of living and everything at the moment, everyone's struggling with it. It's just one more thing, isn't it, that's gone up in pain. But I think to increase the price by 100% in a short period of time is, it's not good, is it? It's a lot of money. So on the back of that, there's a general feeling, and I think I have to, well, I'm more or less sure I've touched on this before, but the cost of living at the moment for everyone in every kind of industry is difficult, and it's more money that everyone's paying out, whether it be gas, electric, shopping, or other things. Insurance is one that's gone up, you know, mortgages and inflation rates going up. Everything's going up, going up, going up, going up. It feels at the moment, doing what I do, same day courier driver, predominantly working on the CX, although I do have an own customer and a shipper that uses me for regular work. It feels like, where's my pay rise? Where's my extra money? We've got teachers, we've got doctors, we've got railway workers, bus drivers, all these people going on strike. Some of them, in my opinion, are quite right to. Some of them are going a bit OTT. And these people going on strike are pushing for, like, we're not just talking small amounts, we're talking like 15% pay rises. That's a lot of money. You know, if you have, well, if you look at doctors, you know, 15% for every single doctor is a lot of money. But don't get me wrong, I do actually think that the junior doctor should be getting paid more, but that's another story. But all it does is it just pushes up the price for everyone else, doesn't it? So the reason for it is for inflation, but we're all in the same boat with that. But where's my money coming from? Where's my pay rise? Because at the moment I'm having to charge less per mile than I were doing 6 months ago just to get work. So my money's gone down. On the back of that, insurance is going up, CX is going up. Where's my pay rise? It's not there. It makes it very, very difficult. And that's why quite a few of us drivers have recently said it is not a good time to join the CX. So that brings me on to something that's been discussed quite a bit, and if you guys watch the videos quite a lot, you'll probably be aware that Pete has recently put out a video where he's advertising CX are doing an offer, which is 18 months for the price of 12 months, which on the face of it is a good offer if you're joining the business. And Pete for that is getting 50 quid. Now I've got my opinions on that. If CX are giving 18 months for the price of 12 months, they've put the price up, so you're paying £2 grand. So that is roughly what 18 months probably would have been on the old price. £2 grand is still a lot of money. I mean, alright, you're getting some time free, but you go back a couple of months ago and you wouldn't have got any time free, because £2 grand would have been about a year and a half. It just feels like the CX at the moment is pushing for more drivers, when actually for the drivers that are already on here, it's difficult to get work because it feels like there's too many drivers at the moment. So I get it, I get what they're doing and why they're doing it. At the end of the day, they are a business. They, like any business, they need more money, they need more trade. But CX at the moment, they're pushing for more drivers to join the platform. They've upped the price, which is 100%, basically probably more than 100% increase in the last 4 years. What is going on? What are they spending the money on? And bear in mind, when you become a CX driver, you don't hear anything from anyone from the CX. Now, they're there if you need help, and they're there if you need support. But on a month-to-month basis, week-to-week basis, a year-to-year basis, I don't have any kind of contact with CX whatsoever. The only thing that they seem to be there for is to sell the product. I'm obviously, I suppose they've got a technical team that looks after the app side of it. I presume they've got, well, we know they've got a team that looks at any conflict between drivers or any complaints that go in. But in general, why are they putting the price up? What is going on? Have they lost a load of drivers? And if they have lost a load of drivers, then they're going to lose more by putting the money up, aren't they? Who knows what is going on? But big advice, it is not worth joining the CX at this moment in time. If you are wanting to be a driver, then my opinion would be you're probably better off at the moment going finding some other driving work for maybe a shipper or something. It's probably the best way to do it. And in regards to, you know, Pete pushing it, you know, I can't blame him. But all I'll say is that it's not something I would do. A few of the YouTubers have been criticised. Well, we've been criticised many a time. We even get a bit of hate out there now and again. But we've been said that we push the CX, we advertise the CX, we make it out to be this amazing thing that we do sometimes, and then other times, like now, we also give an honest opinion to how we see it. And at the moment, the CX isn't worth the money that you're paying for it, because, you know, you're going to have to work really hard to get your money back. It's difficult times. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Anyway, that's enough of that. I hope that all makes sense to you. Listen, I'm not here to get into politics or anything. I can only give my advice and my opinion. You guys do what you want with it. Go and listen to other people though as well, and understand what's going on in the trade. The thing is, there's a few of us YouTubers that put videos out, and I'm sure the advice we would all give you is do your research, get different opinions of different people, and then you make your own mind up. There's no right and wrong answer. I am not the fountain of all knowledge. I can only see it as I see it, as I work on a day-to-day basis. So I hope it helps, and I hope yeah, you guys understand where we're coming from. So listen, just to finish off, just thought I'd tell you a little story. It's amazing what happens and what you see when you're out and about. Last Friday, I was on my way back from Darlington, and the traffic weren't brilliant anywhere you went last week for some reason, but the M62 was stop-start on the way home, and I'm on the 62 and I'm parked. I think I was in around the middle lane, and I'm literally stopped, nowhere to go, traffic is stopped. And the car in front of me, driving by a lady, she started rolling back when it was due time to set off. So she's rolling back. I can see her messing about with a gearbox through the back window. She's rolling back. So I push my horn, I'm beeping at her, and she hit me. She reversed into me, pretty much. Now, there's no damage to the van. Obviously, I'm quite high up anyway, so it's bumper to bumper. There's no damage to her vehicle either. It was only like a touch. But while she was on my van, she managed to somehow put the car into reverse and basically reverse me again. So she's trying to push against me, and then she went off. And managed to, luckily my uncle was with me at the time, and he managed to get a picture of a number plate, just in case there were any issue or anything. Start in the middle of traffic, you know, I can't pull up in the middle of the road and stop or anything like that. But you know what, as traffic started to move on, we went past each other on a couple of occasions. I went past her, she went past me. She did not acknowledge me at all, which I just find a little bit rude. At the end of the day, there weren't an issue, there weren't a problem. Like I said, there was no damage to my van, no damage to her car, there weren't really anything to report. But you know, the stupidity of some people sometimes. And then, you know what, I'm the kind of person that just acknowledge. It's like when you're pulling out, you know, like when you're pulling out into a junction, or you've allowed someone else to pull out. It's always just nice, isn't it, just to say thank you. Or if you're pulled into a different lane from motorway to allow someone in, just someone to give you a wave or a nod. And there's nothing worse than not doing it. And if you're one of those people, always be polite. Anyway, story time over with. I've gone on enough now. Hope everyone's okay that is out and about driving, and I hope you are making money and making the business work for you. I'll leave you with a saying from a famous YouTuber, and that is, you do you. And Pete is certainly doing him. Take care, everybody.